Oh, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla, gorillas in the building, hitting y'all upside the head with this afternoon paper. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? A lot of interesting things going on, y'all. And there's some things I want to get clear, right? Because right now, the psychological operation, the dog and pony show, is in full effect. The dog and pony, kabuki theater, smoke and mirror, bread and circus is in full effect. And we have to button down and not become distracted. We have to understand the real things at play here, the real power players in place. All the canoodling, all the maneuvering. We got to keep in mind who really runs shit, because right now, so much focus is on a certain individual, right? We are primed to invade Venezuela and initiate another forever war, okay? A forever war is clearly a war that never ends. That will have repercussions, far-reaching repercussions for decades and decades. These types of wars affect changes that affect us forever, right? Because guess who has to pay for those wars? We do, right? We have to pay for the wars, the people, okay? And the people, the individuals, the elite class, the big money interest that benefit from these wars, well, them and their families and their progeny, well, they will continue to be elite. They will continue to live a insulated, posh, luxurious lifestyle, and they will continue the trend that we are currently finding ourselves in today. So we got to be clear, right? The people they put out in front of you, that they tell you are responsible for these atrocities, yeah, they do share some responsibility. They are responsible to a degree. But these are just puppets. You understand? These are puppets. This is why I say Donald Trump, if we invade Venezuela and go to war with Venezuela, will it be perceived that Donald Trump gave the order? Will it be perceived that Donald Trump made this happen? Of course it will, right? Will Congress, will they authorize the invasion? They might. We have a conservative majority. We got a Republican majority right now, right? And it will appear that this will be the war of Donald Trump, the war of the Republicans. This is what it will appear to be, just like when we invaded Afghanistan and Iraq. It was perceived that it was George Bush, Dick Cheney, right, Donald Rumsfeld, and the Republican representatives. So you would say, oh, that was George Bush's war. That was Dick Cheney's war. That was Donald Rumsfeld's war. No. They are just the individuals they put out in front of you. They are the patsies. The willing patsies, but they are the patsies. And so this is what we have to understand. If we invade Venezuela, it will not be Donald Trump's war. It will be the bankers' war. It will be the big money interest war. It will be the defense contractors' war. It will be the corporations' war. That's whose war it will be. But of course, the news media, you know, statists who continue to push the left-right paradigm bullshit, they'll tell you it was Donald Trump's war. Hell, even conservative talking heads, conservative content creators, they'll tell you, I don't like what Trump's doing right now. That will be the focus. So when Trump leaves office, the blame will leave with Trump, right? That's where the blame will leave when Trump leaves. All of a sudden, we'll forget that we'll still be at war. But when Donald Trump leaves, when his cabinet leaves, when the Democrats take over, right? When they get the majority, when they get the White House, they will continue the war, y'all. The war will continue under Democratic leadership. But that continuation of the war won't be blamed on the Democrats, will it? No. They'll say, well, Trump started it. That's how this works. Because look at when Bush had us invade Iraq, well, Afghanistan first, then Iraq. Yeah, he started that war. He ordered the invasion. He got Congress to give him authorization. Based on a lie, of course, based on weapons of mass destruction for Iraq and 9/11 for Afghanistan, right? Sure. But when Barack Obama came into office after Bush, he dropped more bombs on brown folks in the Middle East than Bush did, and then Donald Trump did during his first term. And now Donald Trump has taken over, right, in launching the most drone strikes. We have to understand that this is not about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is just the face. He is culpable. He is a piece of shit. He is instrumental in a lot of horrible things that are going on right now, but only because he is a willing puppet who was bought and paid for at the very earliest, at the very latest, in the 1990, when Taj Mahal, right? When Taj Mahal failed and he had to get bailed out by Rothschild's Inc. Right? And when he became president in his first term, he appointed Wilbur Ross as the Commerce Secretary. Wilbur Ross was the guy who had Donald Trump bailed out. Wilbur Ross worked for Rothschild Inc. when Donald Trump got bailed out by them, when he filed that bankruptcy. Salute to Real Eyes in the building. Salute to you. Yes, hit that like button. I don't know why y'all being diabolical right now. All you got to do is double tap the screen. If we invade, yes, Adelman, yeah, Miriam Adelson. Miriam, you talking about Adelson? Yeah, Donald Trump is bought and paid for. You guys do understand that. And the people that really pull the strings, that make shit go, they don't care about a left or a right. They don't care about a Republican or a Democrat. As long as you get in line, that's all. Am I good, y'all? Let me know if I'm back. Give me a Romeo, Lima, Charlie. All right, thank you. Now listen, man. The big money interests don't care about a Republican or a fucking Democrat. They don't. They want y'all to care about that. Why? Because that's the best way for them to perpetuate the divide and conquer campaign. We stay divided on racial lines, political lines, religious lines, cultural lines. See, benevolent leaders, they don't push division. You know what they push? They understand that different groups of different people, of different cultures and different ideologies, they understand that there's differences. And what they push is for those differences to be recognized and respected. I don't have to hate you because you don't share my ideology or you don't look like me. We ain't got the same skin tone. No. I can respect your differences. Okay, that's how y'all get down. Well, this is how we get down, and we share. Right? We share culture. It should be a beautiful thing that people have different ideology, people have different cultures. Just because we don't understand it does not mean we should hate it. So now I hope we don't. I don't really think that we want to invade Venezuela, by the way. I don't think that's the strategy. I think the strategy might be to Muammar Gaddafi, Maduro. That's what I think they prefer. Okay. I think they're doing a lot of posturing. They're doing a lot of, they're seizing oil tankers, which I don't know what that has to do with drugs. I don't know what that has to do with drugs. You can seize an oil tanker, but you can't seize a drug boat and show us the drugs are there. Right? I think they want to Muammar Gaddafi, Maduro. That's what I think they want to do. I don't think they really want to go in there. It'll be a goddamn disaster. I'll tell y'all that right now. What did they do to Muammar? See, because if they would have invaded Libya, if they had done an invasion of Libya, it would have been a goddamn disaster. So instead, what did they do? They turned his people against him. They created rebel groups that pulled Muammar Gaddafi, his own people, out into the street and shot him like a dog in the street and dragged him and took his body down to some underground hobble and left him there. Someone says it's already a disaster. If you're referring to Venezuela, you have no idea the conditions of Venezuela because you've never been there. You might want to go and search out reporters and journalists, people that actually have been to Venezuela and know what's going on in Venezuela. I would listen to them before I listen to a guy that's just saying that it's already a disaster. You know that Venezuela is food sovereign? They're food sovereign. But they'll tell you got to pay $30,000 for a loaf of bread out there. But they're food sovereign. And this is from people that actually have gone to Venezuela, have spoken to the people of Venezuela. That's what they're saying. I don't give a fuck what your illustrious president. Oh, they are not? Have you been there? Have you been to Venezuela to tell me that they're not food sovereign? Yeah, I choose not to believe you. Oh, you've been to Venezuela? Okay. When's the last time you going to Venezuela? What regions did you go to? wonder why motherfuckers choose to call me when I'm doing a live stream. God damn. Give me a Romeo Lima Charlie, guys, if you guys can hear me. Give me a Romeo Lima Charlie. Fuck. Give me a Romeo Lima Charlie, y'all. If you guys can hear me, please. Give me a Romeo Lima Charlie. I thank you. Someone said they'll hit the like button when I do something worth liking. Then why are you commenting? Why are you commenting? You guys, you make no sense. See, I don't consume content I don't like unless I have a purpose behind it. I have a purpose. That means I'm using it for content so I can show people ridiculousness. So I don't understand why you're commenting if you don't like the content. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't do that. Anyway, salute to Drew Titan in the building. I saw my brother Drew Titan. Thank you for coming through. God damn, no sound? Oh, god damn, bro. You can hear? Get that asshat out of here that's telling you how to report me. Moderators, send their ass to the shadow realm. Send that motherfucker to the shadow realm. Stupid motherfucker. Anyway, give me a Romeo Lima Charlie if y'all can hear me, because Realize is saying I don't have any sound, but other people are saying I do have sound. Some of y'all can hear me, some of y'all can't. I don't understand what's going on. Y'all might want to go out and come back in. Y'all refresh, because I got people that are saying they can hear me. So if you can't hear me right now, just refresh, come out and come back in. Please. Anyway, the bottom line is this, y'all. This is not Donald Trump's war. It will not be Donald Trump's war. It would be a banker war. It will be a big money interest war. Right? Simple as that. Donald Trump is just, you know, it's a shit show. It's a clown show. They want Donald Trump to take all the blame so that when he leaves, when they continue this war, we won't stand up against the people, right? We won't stand up against the individuals that got us into this war, right? We'll just continue to lambaste Trump and blame Trump and say, oh, this is Trump's war. It's not fucking Trump's war. We need to wake up and realize this, man. We need to wake up and realize this. We need to stand up and say, no more of this bullshit. No more forever wars. No more banker wars. Do I support Trump? Hell no. You know why I don't support Trump? Guys, give me a Romeo Lima Charlie. I don't understand why people are still saying they can't hear me. Please, put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Thank you. Anyway, appreciate you, Realize. Thank you. Listen, guys. Thank you. Who is that? The moderator just salute to you guys. Thank you. The bottom line is this, man. If we blame Trump, if we call this Trump's war, even though if we can call it Pete Hegseth's war, they want you to call it that as well. So Every president that gets us into a war has a Donald Rumsfeld or a Dick Cheney. Pete Hegseth is Donald Trump's Dick Cheney, and Marco Rubio is his Donald Rumsfeld. They have to blame a trio of people. They can't blame J.D. Vance because they need him to run for president in 2028 to present you with an option, right? He's going to be the next best option. Mr. Eyeliner, the guy who dons the eyeliner. And what I want us to understand that this is not their fucking war, y'all. Those whose war it is will never leave their position unless they retire. They'll retire billionaires. They'll retire with endless assets and endless, right? As will Donald Trump. And we will be sitting back saying that goddamn Donald Trump got us into another forever war, and we'll just let the war continue. We'll be, listen, if we do this in Venezuela, we'll be there for decades. Decades. Just like we were in Afghanistan. It'll be worse than Vietnam because I don't know if you guys understand how Venezuela works. The terrain in Venezuela, the mountainous jungle that is Venezuela, they will have the home court advantage like you have never seen. Right? Like you've never seen. It was so bad in Vietnam they had to drop napalm. Yeah, like Bush, exactly. Salute to Stormy B Man in the building. Salute to you, brother. Lit House as well. Salute to you. Assalamu alaikum. Listen, they had to drop napalm, and they thought that would help. Well, what did that end up doing? That ended up creating a lot of problems for our own soldiers. Agent Orange and all those different things. Whatever we had to do to deal with the Viet Cong, right? Well, this will be worse. Right? The Viet Cong, a lot of them were not armed. Do you know what they did with the Viet Cong? They sent wave and wave after wave of Viet Cong towards the lines of the U.S. soldiers. And they weren't armed. They just were there to soak up bullets. They were bullet fodder, right? For the North Vietnamese army to come behind them and take advantage of, they ran out of ammunition. They had to change the magazine. Yeah, they had machetes and shit. Yes. Someone said Trump is the GOAT. Sure he is. Sure he is. But in Venezuela, well, guess what? There are millions. Well, I wouldn't say millions. There's at least 1 million armed militia people in Venezuela, civilian militia. They will be armed. And then you have the Venezuelan army, which is a mix of indigenous and Spaniards, right? In certain South American nations, they have most of the military is made up of, the non-indigenous folks. Well, guess what? It won't be like that in Venezuela. In Venezuela, Maduro has overwhelming support, despite what they tell you about rigged elections, right? That's what they told you, right? There was a rigged election. They don't like Maduro. But you might find people that will flee Venezuela that don't like Maduro, that don't like the country. Sure, there will always be that. There is no perfect president. But what I'm trying to tell you is they will lie. They lie about Maduro. They'll tell you Maduro doesn't have the support. They'll tell you that the people, they don't like Maduro. They'll try to turn Maduro's people against him. They will do whatever they can. They will do whatever they can to Muammar Gaddafi, Maduro. Well, that's how they did it to Muammar Gaddafi. It took him quite a long time to turn his people against him. And they really had to push it because Muammar wanted to form an African Union where they would say fuck the US dollar and use gold dinar to purchase oil and trade in oil and all that good stuff, trade in resources. Yeah, they wanted to get the US dollar out of there. And when they listen, they always were going after Muammar, right? They always wanted to get rid of him. But when he tried to form that African Union, when he had that meeting and he was talking about that gold, listen, we're going to use gold dinar. Oh yeah, that would have completely fucked off the US dollar. And that's why we had to, they had to do whatever they could. Well, they'll use a similar strategy against Maduro. Be prepared for a, Gulf of Tonkin style red flag or false flag that will, get ready for a USS Cole type situation, perhaps. Something that a false flag that will be staged to push us over that line, push us over the line, so that the big money interest, and just so y'all know, when I say big money interest, I'm referring to the bankers, big oil, big in this case the military industrial complex, the defense contractors, all those individuals. When I say big money interest, I'm talking about an umbrella of corporations, special interest groups, and the like. They are the ones that want Venezuela. Donald Trump is just getting the country on board with it, right? They're pushing this thing where they're pushing this whole kabuki theater where, he's talking about invading Venezuela. He's seizing boats and seizing oil tankers, and there's fake outrage in the Senate and Congress. They're calling him a war criminal, but who's going to arrest his ass? Who's going to place Donald Trump under arrest? Who's going to place Pete Hegseth under arrest for war crimes? For violating international law. The international courts can't do it. They can declare a president they can call him a genocidal maniac, just like they did with Benjamin Nosferatu. But they can't arrest Benjamin Nosferatu. It's up to the country of that president, right? It's up to Israel. It's up to the United States, right? NATO could try to do something, but it'll be a big problem because, U.S. is a NATO country. So, yeah, you can call Donald Trump a war criminal. You can, but, they're not going to, he's not going to arrest himself, right? There will always be justification. Oh, if we declare somebody a terrorist, then we can do what we want with them. That's what they told you. You think Donald Trump is doing all this all on his own? Y'all think that this hasn't been building up? Because let me tell you something. If it wasn't Donald Trump, if it was a different Republican president that they got you guys to like, that was bombastic like Donald Trump and a populist, a so-called populist, it would have been the same situation. It would have been the same outcome. Right? But like I said, when Donald Trump leaves office and we start something with Venezuela that we can't finish, the next president is going to continue the war. And the president after that is going to continue the war. They're not going to stop. They're not going to say, oh, Donald Trump's going, let's pull out. No, they're not going to do that. No, they're going to continue on with the mission. Just like they did with Afghanistan and Iraq. And that's just the bottom line to it. That's the bottom line. So when someone asks if I support Trump, hell no, I don't support Trump. I don't support Trump. I don't support Biden. I don't support goddamn Bernie Sanders. I don't support Jasmine Crockett. I don't support AOC. I don't support Marco Rubio. I don't support any of them motherfuckers. None of them. None of them. I don't support Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't. Why? Because she played in the system. They all participate at that. If you participate at that level, that means you're bought in. You have bought into the system. And if you think that you can become elected, become a representative, and then you think you're going to get in there and start making changes using the system that is designed to oppress the people, then you're delusional. And I can't support delusional people either. No. If you think you can change this system from within, we gotta vote for the right people. How many times have we voted for the right person? Huh? Y'all think y'all started something new? The individuals that say, we just gotta vote the right people in place. Y'all think y'all the first ones to come up with that? Y'all believe that y'all started that shit? No, they've been trying to do that. They've been trying to vote the right person in. Once you get there, you get in line and your ass get out of there. They will get your ass out. They've done it before. Think you're gonna go in there and don't fall in line. Yeah, they're gonna get your ass up out of there. Yeah. That's exactly what they're gonna do. So no, I can't support that because you're wasting time if that's how you want to do it. No, you got to do it a different way. Because at the end of the day, the big money interests, they move and shake. They do what is known as lobbying to get what they want done. That's how it works. The same special interest group will lobby on both sides of the aisle. They don't care about Democrat or Republican. No, they'll give money to Lindsey Graham, and they'll give money to goddamn Chuck Schumer. Yeah. They'll go to Chuck Schumer for one thing they want, and they'll go to goddamn Lindsey Graham to get another thing they want done. We can't do that. We don't even think about it. Because we say, well, I'm just going to support the Democrats, or I'm just going to support the Republican. That's how we think down here. Down here in the proletariat class, we don't think like they do up there, and that's why they get what they want done. No. We have to be, we got to be Republican or Democrat. Oh, yeah. That's it. Nah, they don't give a shit about none of that. They say, look, man. See, they do what is known as a pincer attack. They hit it from both sides, and it gives them a greater possibility of getting their fucking way. Well, we don't do that. Oh, man. It's wild to think about it. It's really, really wild, y'all. Really wild. So I want us to consider this. If we invade Venezuela, and y'all want to just blame Trump for it, then we are screwed. Right? We're screwed if they invade Venezuela in the first place. But if we think that, it's just because of Trump, and we don't look at the bigger picture, we don't look at who really stands to benefit, Key bono. That is always what you ask. Key bono, who benefits? That's how that shit works. Who benefits? Right? Just like not releasing the Epstein files or heavily redacting the Epstein files. Y'all think, there's this narrative, Trump is doing this and that to distract from the Epstein files because the Epstein files are coming out on the same day as this, that, and the third. And he's making it about Trump. No, there's a list of people. There's a list. There's more than just Trump involved in Epstein files. There are more than just Trump. There's more than just the Democrats that are being exposed. And our focus is on, Donald Trump is... No. It's out the bag on that one. We already know Donald Trump has some involvement with No, they're trying to prevent others from being exposed. The ones we don't know about yet. Not Alan Dershowitz, not Prince Andrew. Cast out the bag on them motherfuckers too. Cast out the bag on them too. Right? No. It'll be people you've never heard of, or people you have heard of. Right? That's what they're trying to stop from coming out. Right? We got to understand that as well. I mean, doesn't that make sense? People already believe that Donald Trump is a PDF file. People already believe that, at the very least, he knew about it, which makes him just as bad. And if you know about it and you didn't do anything about it, that means that there's a likelihood that you're committing that behavior as well. You're just not doing it with him because you know how he rolls. So if Donald Trump wasn't doing it with Epstein, maybe the reason that he didn't participate in Epstein's ring is because you know how Epstein operates. No, it is what it is. Yeah, that's how this shit is. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. This shit is beyond a president. It's beyond Congress people. It's about the elite class that you have no idea operates. It's about the big club that you ain't in. George Carlin wasn't just joking around. He knew it's a big club and you ain't in it. And if you're not in the big club, you don't know who all the players are. And that's how they want to keep it. That's how they want to keep it. Look at this clown. Somebody just asked themselves if they're gay. Now, I'm going to start doing... My brother BFDB talked about... Start doing this shit without the camera on, because you motherfuckers are crazy. I'ma just have the avatar up there and stop using my camera. Y'all. So with Candace Owens, y'all, did Candace Owens play Erika Kirk? That's a psych show. People question position, if she got flipped, if she took money, if she got the phone call, all these different things. I don't concern myself with that. I could care less, because I don't know her ass from Adam. If she doesn't affect my life to enough of a degree for me to be concerned about whether or not she's part of the psyop, if she controlled our position, I don't trust her regardless, right? But what I do concern myself with is if someone's telling the truth, right? If someone's exposing the bullshit, that's what I concern myself with. So when it comes to Erika Kirk and Turning Point USA and the FBI, all those individuals, everybody on that side, you might want to say, that are coming after Candace Owens for the things that she's saying, have been proven to be liars over and over again with receipts. Many of those receipts coming from Candace Owens. And even without Candace Owens, there were people calling out bullshit Let me know if I'm buffering, y'all. Romeo Lima Charlie me. Give me a Romeo Lima Charlie if you guys can hear me. Give me a Romeo Lima Charlie. All right, thank you. Erika Kirk has gotten caught in lies. Turning Point USA has gotten caught in lies. The FBI got caught in lies. They all been fucking lying. They all been lying. But we're crazy to consider that, well, maybe there's a cover-up. Right? And here's one recurring theme about what Candace Owens is telling us. That the left-right paradigm is bullshit. That the big money interests control the government, that this is oligarchy. That's basically what an oligarchy is. Big money interests controlling the government. That's what I rock with. I don't rock with, I rock. Now, at that 4.5 hour secret meeting, which is bull. Nonetheless, it seems like am I buffering y'all? Let me know if you guys got a Romeo Lima Charlie. Let me know, guys. Let me know if I'm back, guys. Romeo Lima Charlie. Romeo. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? All right, thank you, Realize. So, Candace Owens does this meeting with Erika Kirk, a secret meeting, which I think is bullshit. Right? It's if you want people to trust you, that's not the way to go about it. But who am I? But she has a secret meeting where it appears that afterward, on the next live stream she does, she's caping for Erika Kirk and giving her excuses, right? Saying, oh, well, we got to believe them. When they say, oh, Charlie Kirk messaged Dan Poole, whatever the hell his name is, and said, the left is going to kill me. Yeah, she said, I just got to trust it. What have they done to show you that they can trust it with anything? So that's where I was like, Candace Owens, you on some bullshit. Right? So there you go. She does a whole live stream where it seems like she's giving Erika Kirk an out. That she's giving Turning Point USA an out. She's even separating Rob McCoy from Turning Point USA and saying, well, he's Turning Point USA faith. Right? So that she can continue to cast suspicion on Rob McCoy and insulate Turning Point USA and Erika Kirk. But we know that's bullshit too, right? Because Turning Point USA faith was co-founded by Charlie Kirk. So what are we talking about? To say, oh, Rob McCoy, he has nothing to do with Turning Point USA. Then why was, whatever, it is what it is. So it appears that Candace Owens is caping for Erika Kirk, that she got in line, that, oh, she can't say nothing about Erika Kirk no more. Well, what did she do last night when she interviews this Mitch character who, the guy that stumbled across this meeting with Brian Harpool and, all these colonels and all that, which is... Now, Candace Owens says that they have proof and documentation, even a video that was recorded of him being on the base, that he accidentally recorded for 8 minutes. I mean, if she produces that on post, listen, anyway, besides the point, what happens? Well, this guy drops a mean one. he drops a mean one, and I don't mean in the toilet. I'm talking about he drops a mean one. He talks about this chick with a ponytail in the lobby of the base of the building that he was in. How she has these striking blue eyes and this, that, and the third. And he continues on with the story. Then Candace Owens kind of leads the interview, right? She's kind of leading him because he kind of goes off into tangents, and she's kind of trying to bring him back in. But she's asking leading questions on purpose. I don't know if you guys peeped that. She was asking leading questions. She asked the lead question about Brian Harpool. What percentage of belief do you have that was Brian Harpool? He said 95 to 99%. Then here comes him saying, salute to Orange Lily for you, salute to you. Yeah, Orange Lily for you, that may very well be true. She might very well want a piece of the pie. Not my concern. Not my concern. Because when all these people participate in the propaganda, that participate in creating division and all this other shit, they'll get theirs at the end of the day. He says that was Erika Kirk. And she asked him that question. What percentage do you believe that was Erika Kirk you saw at that meeting in that lobby? He says 95 to 99%. Now, mind you, before her meeting with Erika Kirk, she had this information from this guy. After their conversation, she has this information. Doesn't mention it until this guy comes on to her show. And she allows him to say, and even leads him to say, that at this meeting, days before Charlie Kirk was murdered, thereby implying that Charlie Kirk's murder was indeed a military operation that involved many state actors from different nations. Egypt, Israel, Terminal. You guys let me know if you guys can hear me. Romeo Limachale, eh? Romeo Limachale. Fuck. All right, thank you. This is what I do believe. Did Candace Owens play Erika Kirk? Had her believing that she was going to ease up, that she wasn't going to basically, address Erika Kirk in any way that would have people believing that Erika Kirk is an evil widow or something like that? Perhaps. But this is what I also believe. I also believe that they are trying to play us. Yeah. This is why it's important not to trust any of these people, right? Because look how sensational this has become. Look how sensational this has become. Right? Now, could our government, right? Could our government, Turning Point USA, France, and Israel have had anything to do with Charlie Kirk's murder? Absolutely. And that's what I believe. I actually believe that his assassination was not carried out by Tyler Robinson, or at least by Tyler Robinson alone. I don't think it was some furry leftist terrorist group. I don't believe that. No. But what I do believe is that they're trying to set us up. Yeah, that's what I believe. I think we're being taken for a ride, or they're trying to take us for a ride. You understand what I'm saying? Because this has become extremely sensational. And it's hard to determine what the truth may or may not be. And that's what is known as muddying the waters. See, when they muddy the waters, you might have clarity in the form of truths, right? You have clarity. The water's clear. You can see clarity. And what is the clarity that we have right now? The only clarity we have is that the FBI has lied, Turning Point USA has lied about the circumstances surrounding Charlie Kirk's death. And a lot of that clarity, we have Candace Owens to thank for a lot of that clarity. We do. She has provided receipts and all that shit to give us this clarity. But then comes the muddying of the water. The muddying of the water. Because think about it. The muddying of the water, you start to sensationalize things. Things starts to seem completely outrageous. Right? It seems outrageous that Candace Owens has been targeted by the Macrons. It seems outrageous that Charlie Kirk, his assassination was basically carried out by the French Foreign Legion. When you start throwing things like that in there, it muddies the water. You're throwing mud in that water, clouding. People are clumping this shit together. They're conflating the lies from Turning Point. They're conflating the lies from the FBI. They're conflating the weird behavior from the widow. They're conflating all this shit with certain discrepancies about the Egyptian planes that Candace Owens talked about. Certain things in regards to all these other things that Candace Owens threw in to the situation. How she kind of are putting things out here, right? She's throwing out, she's scattering about information that really isn't. Right, when she talks about things that they time to look into. No. If you read, my grandmama on my daddy's side is black. I'll get it right. Well, indigenous, right? Because my grandmother, my great grandmother, is full-blooded Native American, right? Can y'all get it right? I'm not half-breed. Come on, y'all. Jesus, man, can y'all get it right? I'm gonna put out a public service announcement so that when you guys come, I'm gonna just put it in the description. I'm gonna put it in the description explaining my genealogy so that you guys can stop fucking it up, okay? It's getting annoying at this point. I'm gonna put in the description, I am a 3/4 breed, not a half breed, okay? All right, let's get that out the way. 3/4. Depending on which breed you want to assign me to. If you want to assign me to the white breed, then you got to go quarter breed. Quarter breed if you want to assign the white. 3/4 if you want to assign the indigenous, the melanated. If you want to go with the melanated, 3/4 melanated, 1/4 non-melanated. Okay? Thank you so much, Orange Lily, for you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for the compliment. So I'm just here in Charlotte. Charlotte is trash, y'all. Listen. Charlotte is trash, bro. Charlotte is trash. Hold on, y'all. Where's the camera? Hold on. Charlotte is trash. I got to have my whistle on me, man, because Charlotte is ass. Charlotte is just run down in the garbage. Orange Lily for you says, my dad said he's Japtalian and Nicanese. That's funny. So anyway, 100% John Boy. But people are so, I don't know why that people are fascinated with me, with my appearance. I don't understand. You lived there for 10 years, Steph? Charlotte is ass. Ass. Just pure ass. I hate it. I hate coming out here. Anyway, y'all, so listen. Oh, you Gullah Geechee? Orange Lily for you, Gullah Geechee? That's what's up. What y'all know about that Gullah Geechee? Or she calls it Geechee Gulu. Yep. Gullah, yep. Off the coast of the Carolinas. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, the bottom line is this, man. We know there's some bullshit going on with Charlie Kirk's murder, right? I know black folks probably wonder why the fuck I'm so concerned about this. Well, because if they can get away with doing this to Charlie Kirk and trying to pass it off on the right or the left, they can do it to you, right? If you start to speak up, if your voice gets big, if you start to have influence, they can take your ass out, right? Let's say you're a blacktivist, right? Let's say you're a black activist. They can take you out if you do too much. And they can blame it on a right-wing nut job that had nothing to do with it. And people will just accept that because they have been able to condition us, right, to believe in this division, to go with the division, the divisiveness. So if Charlie Kirk was taken out by our government, if Charlie Kirk was taken out by this, by our government, like has been done in the past, right? JFK, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and others, they can do it to someone in the future. That's why I care. And also, it has to do with truth. It's about standing on truth. It's about calling out the bullshit, the lies that the government continues to do, to push out, to perpetuate. That's what they do. Yeah. And so we have to be able to say, we got to break the cycle, in other words. Break the cycle. And if I have to use Charlie Kirk's death to break that cycle, I'm going to do it. Yeah, so I'm heavily invested. I'm heavily invested. Yes. I have vested interest in determining whether or not our government had anything to do with Charlie Kirk's death. And then we got to ask why. Well, I think that's pretty much figured out for the most part, right? If Charlie Kirk is getting in the way, if he's pointing out, if he's platforming people that are pointing out how Israel is genociding, how Israel has heavy influence over our government, if he runs around telling people that Donald Trump is controlled by Israel, that Benjamin Nosferatu is the president, that Miriam Adelson is the first female president, and people start to believe that, we start to stand up against and revolt against that, why would we not care? Whether we're black or white, it doesn't matter. Bro, you tripping. It was an unhinged furry. It may have been. It may not have been. It may have been an unhinged furry in conjunction, in cahoots with the government. You like the tactical conversation? I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Please hit that like button. Thank you so much. Think about that. That's why I care. Salute to New Mexico. Salute to Mr. Trulio from Mexico. Do I appreciate Trump? No. Well, appreciate him for what? Appreciate him for what? Now, do I blame him for the economy, for instance? Do I blame him for getting us and trying to get us into another forever war? Do I blame him for supporting an Israeli genocide? He's partly to blame, yeah, sure. But I know that it's above him, right? These things that happen under his watch, well, he's doing this on the behalf of the big money interests. So it's nuanced, right? It's not just, oh, it's all Trump or not Trump. But there's nothing to appreciate Donald Trump for. What are we doing that for? Y'all hit the like button, man. No, what do I like? Man, I'm about to turn this camera off if y'all keep it up. It wasn't a furry. A kid didn't do all of that. I mean, who knows? Who knows? If we invade Venezuela, if we continue to send money to Israel, if we continue to send money to Ukraine, I mean, I know that Donald Trump said that he's pulling from Ukraine, that he's no longer going to support Ukraine or whatever. Appreciate the fact that he's cleaning up big Biden fiasco. What was the big Biden fiasco? See, you're assigning the fiasco to Biden. No. It wasn't the Biden fiasco. It was the... Okay. It wasn't the Biden fiasco. It was the big money interest fiasco that was committed through Biden. Biden was just a figurehead, just like Barack Obama was a figurehead, just like George Bush was a figurehead, just like Camel Toe Harris would have been a figurehead. They still would have gotten what they want done, no matter who's president. One thing that did happen, one fiasco that did occur under Biden's administration, was the withdrawal from Afghanistan, which was a goddamn disaster. See, I don't get caught up in assigning. When you get caught up in, oh, what president did what congressperson did what. Oh, look at that congressperson standing up against that president. Look at that senator going at. Like, come on, man. It's an exercise in futility. It's an exercise in futility. What happens when the Democrats take over the next term? Let's say the Democrats, they win the House, they win the Senate, they win the presidency. What do you think is going to happen? You think everything is going to be right? Oh, look at this precious Democrat that came in. Look at Governor Nuisance, or Gavin Nuisance. He came in. He's going to clean everything up. He's going to turn everything around. No, man. That's not how this shit works. No. They're going to continue to send money to Israel. They're going to still continue to take money from the big money interests. They're still going to act on the behalf of big money interests. They're just going to do it a different way to give you an impression that there are differences between Democrat rule and Republican rule. It's just an illusion. So, yeah, they're going to say, oh, look at these policies. They'll hit you with the policies. Oh, look at who initiated this policy, who initiated that policy. This policy did this policy did that. It's the policy they want to implement it at the time. At the end of the day, every policy, every law costs us more money. And it gives them more power. It transfers more wealth to their buddies. That's what it does. Am I a Freemason? No. Anyway, y'all, thank you guys for coming through. Thank y'all for hitting that like button. Thank y'all for sharing. If you shared, thank you for your comments. Salute the shot killers in the building. At the end of the day, this is, if we invade Venezuela, we go to war with Venezuela, this will not be Donald Trump's war. It'll be a banker war. It'll be a defense contractor war. It'll be a big oil war. Simple as that. And did Candace Owens play Erika Kirk? She might have. But I also believe that everybody involved in this is trying to play us. Yeah. So, in terms of trying to determine who's controlled opposition, well, if they all used to hang out together and roll together, you always have to question it, right? And that's how I roll with it. Anyway, thank y'all for coming through, man. Please hit that like button on the way out. Double tap that screen. That's all you got to do. All right? Simple as a pimple. Anyway, much love. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you to my moderators. Guess what we're going to do? And shout out to the mighty LDBC. Shout out to all the people out there that I roll with that does content, and those who support and support me and support my content. Thank you to Orange Lily for you, Real Eyes. Thank you to you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys coming through. And let's keep marching forward toward freedom and truth. Peace.